Hello and welcome everyone. I am a little bit late with this video, so I do apologize. It's been very busy, but today we are discussing the new Exotic Backpack, the Birdie's Quick Fix Backpack. I've got 3 builds for you. I've got some gameplay for you as well while I talk about it. And if you want to see like extended gameplay, I will be uploading these builds individually on my GCROCK VODs channel, where you can see the build and watch the whole gameplay. I'll show the whole mission of the clips that you see today for each of the builds on that channel, so you can go and watch that as well if you want to. So let's just get into the backpack first. We'll quickly go over this in a moment, but I don't want to spend too much time because I'm sure you already know exactly what this does. But I do just want to say, I'm not in this video saying that this new backpack is a must-have for healers or anything like that, or the next best thing. I do think it's a little bit gimmicky in PvE, if I'm being honest with you, but I think in PvP, this is probably where it's going to shine. I don't really play PvP on the Division 2. I haven't done for a long time, but I am inclined to maybe test this out in PvP, throw a build together in the future, and if I do, I will report on that as and when I do that. But for PvE, it is a lot of fun. The part of the backpack that really shines is the revive speed, and we'll have a look at the backpack now to show you exactly what it does. So I'm a character here. You can see the Birdie's Quick Fix Backpack. It comes with a skill tier, skill haste, repair skills. I've got a repair skills mod on there as well. And the talent is called Combat Medic. And you get 90% revive speed. Unfortunately, this is not when your teammate is like hard down, unconscious. It doesn't count for that. If it did, it would be so much better. But when they're on their knees, you practically get them up instantly. It's so much fun. I like it. I like it a lot. The 50% weaken debuff timer as well, whatever that is. 45% hive efficiency provides 50% damage resistance to both agents while reviving or being revived, and then for 5 seconds after a successful hive revive. And then it says, or 10 seconds after a manual revive. Any successful revives provide 1+ skill tier for 5 seconds, and revives at skill tier 6 will grant overcharge for 30 seconds, which means every time I pick somebody up, I can have like overcharge chems for 30 seconds as well. And it doesn't say there's a cooldown on that. I wasn't really taking advantage of that when I was testing it though, to be honest with you. I forgot about that last bit, but that sounds quite powerful as well. What I really noticed though was the revive speed, and that's on no cooldown. You can pick people up as often as it allows you to, as long as they don't go hard down, and it's just instant. So through some of the legendaries that we did with the 3 builds I'm about to show you, we actually did no revive hives from our team members. We just relied on this, and it was fun. It really was. So we're gonna show you the first build, which I'm gonna go in order of the one out of these 3 builds, the one I like least going to the one I like best. And we're gonna start with the build that I have on now. This is the Future Initiative healer build. It's a standard Future Initiative healer build where you have FI mask, repair skills, skill tier. You've got the FI chest piece, FI holster, FI knee pads, all with repair skills on, or mix it with skill haste, however you want to do that. Some people like mixing up the skill haste and repair skills. Let's go all repair skills mods as well. I normally have the exotic BTSU gloves on this, but I obviously had to take them out to put the Birdie's Quick Fix Backpack on. So what I threw on instead was the Alp Summit gloves with repair skills and skill haste, because Alp Summit comes with repair skills, right? So that's one way you can turn your standard Future Initiative healer build into a Birdie's Quick Fix healer build if you want to. And I'll put some clips on screen now of me using this while I talk about this. So again, we've already discussed the pros of the backpack. It's just those quick revives. Obviously, the extra survivability you have when you're doing those revives as well, and there's overcharge every time you pick someone up for 30 seconds. That's quite cool as well. So it does have its pluses, but where with this build, usually when you have the BTSU gloves, a lot of people use the BTSU gloves, especially in raid content, where they're going to give overcharge to the team, or they're going to be refreshing people's hives in the team, because they can do that with the BTSU gloves as well. So whether you're going to want to lose the functionality of the BTSU for the Birdie's Quick Fix Backpack, I don't know. That's a decision for you, and that's where it's going to be a little bit of a gimmick, really, I think, with the Birdie's Backpack, because you know it's easy enough for people to get up themselves with revive hives, and even when they are on their knees, you know, most people in groups will use revive hives anyway. You very rarely hold square or X or C on keyboard to pick them up anyway. However, It does work. It works very, very well. We did a legendary, as you can see on screen now, a DUA legendary. I was using this as picking people up very, very, very quickly. It was fun. I was able to then use the Scorpio as I normally would to proc the Scorpio stacks. On the normal version of the Future Initiative healer build, though, I would have opportunistic on the build, on the backpack. I run a setup with it for perfect opportunistic, and I'm missing that out with using the Birdie's backpack as well. But I've got the lefty as secondary to proc Sledge as well, so I'm still giving my team the additional damage along with the Future Initiative buff as well, but I am losing all that I get from the BTSU gloves in having it. So this was my least favorite of the 3 builds I tested this backpack on, mainly for that reason, really. I probably, Future Initiative wise, would go for the standard version, especially when I'm thinking about raids. But in this legendary, it did work very well. Next up is my True Patriot healer build. This is my favorite healer build. I use it for raids mainly, but it works so well on raids. So how would this build work with the Birdie's backpack? Well, again, I normally run the exotic BTSU gloves on this build for all the same reasons that I just discussed. So I had to take them out. I had to go and farm some True Patriot gloves so I could throw the Birdie's backpack on. And this is how this build would look. This is a hard farm, by the way. It's not an easy farm, especially if you're farming for this solo. You kind of want to run with a squad and get people to share items with you to get this quickly, because you're going against the core attribute on all the pieces pretty much. Because we've got a True Patriot mask there. You need to find one with repair skills on it so you can roll skill tier. Got a repair skills mod on that. Got the True Patriot gloves, and same again, skill tier repair skills. Knee pads and holster both have skill tier and repair skills on as well. So that's why that's a hard farm. Now with True Patriot, you know how that works. We won't go all through it, but basically with this, you're able to increase your team's damage. I normally run the backpack, so I normally get the backpack bonus where the red amplifies the enemy's damage taken to 12% rather than 8%, but without the backpack, it can only be 8%. But you're still amplifying your team's damage with that and giving your team some survivability as well with the blue and whites there. So True Patriot, I really like that about True Patriot, especially on a healer build, because the heals are quite good on it as well. Now the chest piece that we use on the True Patriot healer build is an Alps Summit chest piece, again for the repair skills. It's got skill tier, repair skills, skill haste on it, a repair skills mod there. And the talent I love with this is empathic resolve. So when you're repairing an ally, it increases their total weapon damage by 15% for 20 seconds because we're at skill tier 6. And you also improve yours as well. That kind of replaces Future Initiative in a way. I know Future Initiative will be 25% when your team's at full armor, where this is 15% every time you heal somebody. So it's extra damage again. You're buffing your team's damage with that. You're buffing your team's damage with the True Patriot. You're buffing your team's damage with the Scorpio. And you're buffing your team's damage with the Lefty and a Sledgehammer, which works very good. I really enjoyed running this one on the Legendary, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I think why I preferred this mod of Future Initiative as well is just because you've always got a lot going on. You want to mark the enemy with True Patriot. You want to mark the enemy with your Scorpio. You want to mark the enemy with the Lefty and get sledge procced as well. When your teammates are going down, you want to be picking them up very, very quickly. You've also with this, you're managing your Restorer Hive and your chems a little bit more as well, because unlike with Future Initiative that comes with extra repair skills, you don't get that with True Patriot. So you do need to manage that a little bit more, which makes the build a little bit more challenging to run with your squad, because the heals aren't as present as they are in like the Future Initiative healer build, but it's just so much more fun to use. I really enjoy this build, especially for raids. But again, the question is, would I drop the BTSU gloves to then have the Birdie's quick fix backpack when I'm doing like my raid content and things like that? I wouldn't for my raid content. For legendary content, for sure. Like this legendary, again, it was just so much fun to run this build. And when my teammates did go down on this run now, on screen, I think this is one of the runs where my team didn't use the revive hives either, so they were going down, and it was just so fun being able to pick them up instantly every time they did go down as well. I was a proper combat medic, and I was giving my team so much extra damage as well. We had a very, very good run of DUA legendary using this build, and yeah, I'm actually tempted to keep this version of the build. I really am, for like legendary and maybe open world sort of content potentially, but I wouldn't replace it for my raid build. But that does leave one more build that I've got for you that I tested it on. And this isn't necessarily a healer build because it's a refactor build. It's a skill damage build, but you're healing your squad because of the skill damage. Now, I am not a refactor bro. You'll get that joke if you watch us in streams and follow my friends. But I do like refactor in some instances, and this is one of them when we're doing the legendary. I love a refactor on a legendary. I think it works very, very well. So my normal refactor build, I don't have one. I threw something together very quickly, which was a mess, and then I gave up because I didn't like it. So I pieced this together for refactor. I don't know whether this is the right way of doing it. You refactor bros out there will know. But I get the technician specialization. You can change this back to survivalist if you want to, as long as you got the yellow core on the knee pad. You see I got a blue core there. Because I want 6 skill tiers, I went with technician. I couldn't be bothered farming another piece. But it's 4-piece refactor. We've got the refactor mask, which is skill damage and skill haste. Notice we're not going repair skills with this one. We've got the refactor chest piece. Again, skill damage, skill haste, and it's increasing the repairs of the return to sender from 10 to 25% there, which is quite key, I think. The gloves, we've got skill tier, skill damage, and the knee pads, it's the armor core that it comes with skill damage. Again, if you farm this so you get skill damage already on it, you can roll skill tier and you can take technician out and maybe throw on survivalist, which I think is pretty much standard for like healer builds. But this technician works very well with this though, because it is a skill damage build and you get some extra skill damage from the technician as well. Now the backpack is the Birdie's backpack, as we know, and the holster I went with here is the Wyvern holster because it's giving me more skill damage. I got skill tier, skill haste, and skill damage on that. Now, I didn't have to amend anything about this build. I don't know how I'd run this normally, but this worked very well, and it's definitely the most fun that I had. I run this with a striker drone and an assault turret, and why this was so fun to use is because I didn't need to focus on healing at all. I could just get my skills out, I could get my drone out, I get my turret out, focus them on the enemies. I set up the modifiers good as well, and my team again healed as long as my skills were doing damage. And then I could also focus on the Scorpio proccing the Scorpio on enemies. I could focus on the lefty and sledgehammer as well. So I was just constantly putting skills out, making sure my skills were doing damage to get everybody to heals, getting the Scorpio out, using that, throwing sledgehammer when I could, and it was just fun. It was non-stop in that respect. I didn't have to worry about putting a hive out, getting chems out, or watching health bars. That was all automatic. When people went down, I had the ability to pick them up instantly, which I've already discussed is very, very fun. And definitely out of the 3 builds I've shown you today with the Birdie's Quick Fix Backpack, this was my favorite build. I think this is perfect for legendary content in a group. If you're running with 2 players, 3 players, or a 4-person squad, having one of these in your squad with the Birdie's backpack will work very, very nice. Again, as I said at the very start of the video, is it needed? Probably not, but it is fun. So sometimes we just want to have fun. We don't want the meta. We don't need the meta. Sometimes fun and just a nice little quirk can just be good, and that's exactly what I think the Birdie's Quick Fix Backpack does in PvE. It's just that ability for instant revives, feeling like a combat medic, being able to run around, get those revives very, very quick when someone goes down, getting them straight back into the action as well. Really fun. I do rate this exotic. I don't rate it as like top tier for PvE, I really don't, but I do rate it. It's not an exotic where I think people should just trash it and get the exotic component. Well, I think lots of you will do, but there's a use for it, is what I'm saying. Now, again, as I mentioned at the start of the video, if we're speaking about PvP, which I've not tested yet, I'm hoping to at some point, this is where I think the backpack will shine, because imagine having that player in the squad when you're in like PvP conflict or even the dark zone, where if your team take it down, you can just instantly revive them. If you're playing that playstyle where you're not right up close and personal, maybe you're playing a bit ranged and distant against the enemies, this is gonna be very, very clutch. I'd imagine that just enemies taking you out, but just popping straight back up, not expecting it, and then taking them down. It's where I think it could shine. It really is, and I do want to test that in the future. But that is everything I wanted to share in this video. 3 builds for you that I tested it with. If you've been playing with the Birdie's backpack on some other builds that you've been enjoying, do let me know down in the comments. I'd appreciate it. Share anything that you have with me. Maybe I'll try some of those out. But yeah, it's an okay piece. But we're going to end the video now. Everything from here is just going to be plugs, so you can cross off now. And don't forget, if you want to see the full gameplay of each of these builds, it is over on the VODs channel. But thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to give it a like and drop a comment. Every bit of your engagement helps push the video through to the YouTube algorithm and get it out there. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with future content. I'd appreciate it. Right next to that subscribe button as well, you'll also find a join button. Becoming a channel member is a great way to support me even more and unlock exclusive Discord access with myself. And lastly, don't forget to check out the video description for my Discord links. Come and join the community. As always, I truly appreciate your time. Until next time, take care.